Now that there are limited resources in land, we should know what are the types of land. How much percentage of land is available in India? 2.4%. Globally 29% it is available. North side and south side of India, there is a huge difference. North side, if you look into that, after Haryana, if you take it, completely it is mountainous place. You don't have any plains. Come across the south, you can see only at borders you have mountains. Rest of the places are plateaus and plains. If you look into the east side of India, you have Rajasthan. Rajasthan is completely covered with hot and humid condition. If you look into the left side of India, West Bengal side, Meghalaya is there, Assam is there, West Bengal is there. This is purely dense forest regions. Yes or no? There you have Cherrapunji. Cherrapunji is completely covered with rainfall. In 300 days a year you have rainfall. You look into the other side, there is no rainfall at all, called Rajasthan. You have different types of landforms. When you compare only India itself, you have different types of lands. So for utilizing a land, you should know what are the resources I have. We have land of 2.4%, but what are its types? Can you grow plantation in Himalayan region? Plantation in the sense agriculture. Agriculture cannot be done in rocky places. If there is a dense alluvial soil, you can have a good agricultural land. This I will discuss. So certain place you can have one resources, you can plant, and certain place you cannot plant. If you are planning an industry which is located in Himachal Pradesh, how to distribute all the products throughout India? Tedious, no? So you should know what resources are there, where it is available. When you are characterizing the types of land, you have physical characteristics, and upon the human use, the land is being characterized. Currently, I have told you the physical characteristics. First thing is agricultural land. Sir, in India, around 58% of agricultural crop production is going on. More than 50. You have agricultural land. This is a type of land. In 2.4%, half is agricultural land. Now, what you can do with agricultural land? You can grow crops, food, fiber and raw materials for the industry just to come from the agricultural means. Now, around 37% of world's land is used for agriculture. But in India, how much? 58.5% is geographical area of agriculture in India. World is having more agriculture or India is having more agriculture? India. That is why India is the top country in agricultural product. Around Indians, 45 to 50% of agricultural workers are there. We have agricultural land. What is the threat in the sense? Urbanization. Slowly what they do, they slowly start to construct in agricultural land. When they are starting this, what will happen? This agricultural land will reduce. If it reduces, what will happen? Agricultural products will get reduced. So we will be going back. Water scarcity. If agricultural land is there, we have a certain amount of water. Slowly it starts to reduce. So there will be water scarcity, over usage of fertilizers. Even if you are doing this in agricultural land, this will be a threat and climate change will be there. Next type of land is forest land. Sir, India, how much percentage of forest land is there? 22% of forest is there. When you compare world is having more forest. Around 21 to 24% is there, and they call about 25% around. Why they call it in the sense? What is forest? Forest is a dense place of trees. When you are going in highway, can you see trees across all the sides? So those should also be considered, no? So when they are considering those places, and in some houses, can you see some trees? Yes or no? So those things are also considered. So in overall, not only as dense forest, you can accumulate tree cover about 25%. So you take slice of cake, you cut it into 4 pieces. That is India's land. 50%, that means 2 pieces of that cake consumed by whom? Agricultural land. 25% is consumed by whom? Forest. Only 1 slice cake is remaining for India. So we should preserve that so that rest of the work should not be disturbing these areas. Now, what are the benefit of this forest? It inhales only carbon dioxide. So it consumes that. 66,200 crore tons of carbon is being observed. Not only forest is a resources, for many industry, you will take forest resources and do manufacturing. If there is no forest, will you have car tires? Do you have rubber? Without rubber, you cannot have car tires, no? Not only for car. For any vehicle, you will not have tire. Who is giving tire? What is the raw material? Rubber. Where you can take rubber? The tree. So, forest is the raw material place. Forest consumes what? CO2 and it reduces global warming. We are cutting trees, CO2, nobody is there to inhale, nobody will consume, it will go to atmosphere directly. Nearly 160 crore of people in global, they are dependent on forest resources. And what are the industries are there which dependent on the forest resources? Timber, furniture, manufacturing. These industries raw material come from this forest. And what is the threat for forest? 55% will reduce. When? If they are doing deforestation, cutting trees. For what purpose they are cutting? Urbanization is one thing. The deforestation happens due to agricultural issue also. Slowly, the people who are nearby this rural areas, they will cut trees, do agricultural work. Forest fires, illegal logging and mining. Forest resources can be mined and that will be a threat for the forest. Yes, next thing is grassland and pasture. So grasslands are nothing but it is a flat land. In global scenario, you have vast number of areas. 26% of grasslands are there throughout the world. What is the purpose of this? For livestock. What do you mean by livestock? Livestock means it is domestic animals. Domestic animals feeding through this grass. So globally it is having 26%, but in India you have around 2 to 3% of land is there. So this is called pastures and grazing. So dairy production, wildlife. So the tiger will live in an open place, gazing place. You cannot see tiger in a forest. Why? Because it has to hunt. So when there is a vast empty land only, it can run and it can catch the meat. If it is very hidden like forest, the tiger and lion cannot live. Overgrazing. What do you mean by overgrazing? Is domestic animals consume more amount of crops, then it is a disadvantage. Agricultural land, if you are having this, have you seen your father will be going for night duty or somebody will be looking after the crops during night time, or else what it will happen? There will be a cow, there will be some pigs, it will be eating that and it will be destroying the land. You should take care of that. They will be preserving that. So who destroys agriculture more than humans? Livestock. Livestock destroys. So that is the disadvantage of that. Overgrazing. Its consumption. Now next thing is wetland. Sir, wetland percentage, how much is there? Globally 6% of wetlands are there. First you should know what is wetland. Have you seen this kind of place anywhere in India? Do we have this kind of place? Have you heard about bird sanctuaries? In Mysore you have bird sanctuaries. All the bird sanctuaries are wetlands. What do you mean by wetlands are? It is a place where you have water, above that you have trees. That is called a wetland. And when the forest rivers are there, it comes to wetland, then only it will go to the ocean. Every river, when it is meeting the ocean, before that you have wetlands. What is the benefit of this? Birds need water, yes or no? During hot climates, you cannot see rainfall, you cannot see water anywhere. But if you go to wetland, there will be water logging. So birds come and migrate here, have some food, have some water, then it will go. If you are destroying this, what it will happen? The birds cannot migrate. So that is one problem for them. And another thing is, if there is continuous water there, will you have groundwater recharge? If water is constantly there, soil gets infiltrated, you get more number of groundwater. So this is the advantage of this. Next thing, have you heard this problem? The wetlands are reducing in world. Nearly 75 Ramsar sites are there. What are Ramsar sites? Are globally recognized area. This is a place of Chennai. There was a wetland. Those who are migrating to Chennai, they don't know the background of that. They will be selling the houses for a cheap rate. What the new people will do? Price of apartment for cheap rate, they will buy that. When you compare the city, it will be out of city. These wetlands are out of city. They will buy the land. Can you construct house in forest? If you construct, the forest people will destroy. Can you construct houses in industrial area? You cannot construct. Or can you construct industry in residential area? This should not be done. So in wetlands, if you construct, it is an illegal thing. The BBMP will not give approval. What some people have done, 1500 hectares of land slowly consumed by apartment. During a flood, that apartment will be flooded with the water. What is the reason? These people have illegally constructed there. That is the issue where there is a problem. In Bangalore also it is there. Some wetland areas are being occupied by the apartment people. After purchasing, they have to live for 100 years. What they do? They suffer. The waterlogging will be there throughout the place. So the wetlands are reducing. Urban encroachments are there. These are all called encroachment. Due to encroachment, the wetlands percentage will get reduced. Okay. Next thing is urban built up land. Where we live is called urban built up land. How much percentage of land is there? Only 2%. When you compare agricultural land, it is nothing. Where we are here, no? This is the urban area. Lots and lots of agricultural area will be there. Urban area will be very less. But what is the use of urban areas? Nearly 38% of population is there in urban areas. What do you mean by that? India is having how much crore people? 140 crore people are there. In 140 crore, 40% is how much? Nearly 60 crore will come, no? Around 60 crore. 60 crore of people only live in this 2% of land. What about 98% of land? People are not living that much. So that is why all the resources will come to this urban land. That is why there is a traffic here. So in a short land space, more people are being occupied. About 60 crore people will be there in 2030. So what is the disadvantage of this, or what is the threat for this? Is when urban constructions are done, they will destroy agriculture, no? Loss of agricultural land. Urban spaces are there, heat will automatically generate because we are using AC, we are consuming more carbon here through vehicles. So we are exhausting. Through that, there will be a high amount of heat there. When you go into forest or agricultural land, can you feel the coolness? Soon as you enter, you feel the coolness. But soon as you enter the urban space, you can feel the heat. So naturally, the urban areas are affected by heat. So increased pollution will be there. These are the threats. Next thing, industrial area. We are in Kumbalgod, no? Kumbalgod is an industrial area. So what we do is, we buy land in Kumbalgod. Feet price of Kumbalgod is 4,500 rupees here if you want to buy the land. 30-40 site if you buy 4,500 per square feet. If you buy land in Kengeri, it is totally different, 7,000 rupees. Kengeri satellite is there, no? That is called urban area. If you buy there, 7,000 rupees per square feet. What the people do, here there is a less price, 2,000 rupees per square feet, means it comes into a lakh. More than 3 to 4 lakhs is difference is there in 3 kilometers. What they do, they buy the land in industrial place. If they buy land, what will happen? This is an industrial place. Who are all staying here? More industries are there, no? You see, concrete industries here. You have rubber industry here. Then glass industry is there. Those people will dig the bore to a higher depth and they will consume all the water. Because industry needs more water than human. Humans, how much water you can consume? 140 liters a day you can consume. But industries needs lakhs of water. They take all the water. Currently, are you suffering with water problem? Yes. Why? Because you have purchased the land in industrial area. More people will consume water. If you are in residential area, those people will not have more water. Why? Because their demand is very less. 5 people are there, daily 100 liters they are taking, 500 liters only will be there. But industrial area, they take lakhs of water a day. Reason, we have purchased land in industrial area. Do you understand why? We have to be in residential area so that there will be no water problem. Are you getting Kaveri water in urban area? BBMP approved area, you are having Kaveri water. You are not having Kaveri water here. Yes or no? Why? Because government says that this is an industrial area. Why I have to supply Kaveri water to industry? What is the reason for Kaveri water? For drinking purpose. If they are giving Kaveri water here, what the industrial people will do? They think that they are humans, they consume all our water. Yes or no? That is why they will not give. Even if you approach the government, they will not give. These are the reasons. Around 1% of industry is only there in the world, even though they consume more number of resources. What are the threats for the industry? Soil pollution, air and water pollution. If it is there, and due to this, the industries cannot run. But if you are not having industries, we will be not having development and infrastructure. Next thing is transportation land, roads. How many kilometers of road is there in India? 66 lakh kilometer is there. So much of land has been consumed for the road networks, not only for road, railways. Railways also, it consumes some land, isn't it? But how much percentage? These are all 1% only. Urban places are 2%, industries 1%, then transportation land is 1%. What are the purpose? It is used for connectivity, trade, commerce. Can you stop transportation land? Not at all possible. Today it will be 1%, tomorrow it has to be 2%. You have to compensate some land, yes or no? Else what will happen? There will be high traffic jam. In Bangalore, why there is high traffic jam? Because transportation land is not there. Everybody is densely occupied. There is no place for transportation. That is why we do vertical transportation. What are the threats? Habitat fragmentation, forest clearance, and soil sealing. What do you mean by soil sealing? If you provide road here, will the soil get damaged? Fertile land get damaged? No, you cannot use for any purpose. So soil gets sealed. Even for railways also, you cannot use that. Next thing is barren land. What do you mean by barren land? Is a rocky terrain. You cannot use it for agriculture. It's called a barren land, like this. In India, you have 5 to 6% of land is geographical barren land. What do you mean by that? You cannot use for any purpose. But in world, you have 20 to 22% of world's land is barren land. Where we have to develop is this barren land. For no purpose we can use that land. That land can be used as for some development purpose. So this is a rocky terrain, desert, saline lands. In India, do you have desert? Can you do agriculture there? Not possible. You can do it by some artificial soil, some artificial rainfall, but it is not natural. You have to consume more resources. It will be more costly. So it is not possible in this kind of barren land and wasteland. What are the major threats for this? Desertification, soil salinity will be there. What do you mean by salinity? This soil will become salty. Salty means the soil will take all the lime and nitrates and it will be storing here. This is called soil salinity. This kind of land is available. And next thing is desert land. In India, how much percentage of desert lands are there? Thar desert, largest desert in India is Thar desert. Nearly 20 lakh people live in this kind of desert regions, and 85% of India's desert is covered in Thar desert. Now, can you make desert into a rich agricultural place? Not possible. Can you make desert into forest? Not possible. So naturally it is not possible. You have to preserve that. Sir, why we have to preserve? There are some plants, there are some animals. In desert, it is having ingenious habit. Have you seen cactica plant in your house? You don't need to water it, but it will be a plant, it will be for years without water. How? This we are using for indoor plants. So those plants are taken from the desert land. Have you seen in number of places, you can see some plants, you don't need to water it, but it is a living being. Where it is available? In the desert it is available. They will take from there, they will put it in a small pot, they will sell it in home center, they will sell it in IKEA, somewhere you will buy that plant. It is not natural breed of Bangalore, it is not natural breed of South India, it is natural breed of desert region. Those plants and those animals have unique characteristics that you can use it throughout the places. That is the advantage of that. Specialized plant and specialized animal species are there. What is the threat for desert is desertification, overgrazing and climate change. So these are the threats. Last one, protected area. Is every state having national park? Do you have national park in Bangalore? Yes, Bannerghatta National Park. Do you have national park in Mysore? Yes. Who is funding for that? There are number of living beings, no? Who is feeding? Who is funding for that? Government. So if you provide a national park or a bird sanctuary, the central government will fund for that, and through that you can preserve. It is the compulsory place where you have to do this. Do you see national park in Tamil Nadu? Have you heard? There is national park in Chennai. Have you seen national park in Kerala? Yes, every state has a national park. That is why its name is called national park. They have to preserve some land. What you can see in that land? If you go to Bannerghatta, unique species, trees, every species or every different species will be there in order to protect them. So for that reason, government has allotted some place around 5.3 geographical area is the protected land. How much percentage of land is urban area in India? 1%. How much land is given for the national protection? 5.3. Can you find the difference? If you evacuate all the national park, you can have 5 times of urban places there. But government is not planning according to that. Do you understand? 1% only for urban area, 5.3% for the species. So they will be protecting the endangered species. Ecotourism, climate regulations will happen. These are the advantage. When you compare 1900s, there is no national park at all in India. But if you see 2000, nearly 16 million square kilometer of national parks are being constructed and it is being preserved. Slowly this will improve. It will not